Hello and welcome back to the Connect Cape Fear podcast, where locals, newcomers, and travelers in and around Wilmington, North Carolina find community and connection in this beautiful place that we call home. Our guests today are Haley and Shane Pinder, owners of Chicken Salad Chick. Haley, Shane, welcome to the Connect Cape Fear podcast. How are you both doing today?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. It's a nice little rainy, drizzly day in Wilmington, North Carolina. You were telling us off camera, y'all have been here for about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to Wilmington?
So we came here for a couple of different reasons. We had visited here many times, just on vacation, and we said, what are we waiting for? We love it here. Why are we waiting for retirement? Let's live here. And so when the opportunity for Chicken Salad Chick opened up, it just made a lot of sense to be right where we are.
Where were you prior to?
In the mountains in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny. My wife and I had the exact same story. We moved here in 2019 to open a State Farm insurance agency. And we were like doing the same thing. We were coming to vacation here. I was in the Marines, so I was up in Camp Lejeune in like the early 2000s. And we thought this would be our retirement destination. And then when like the opportunity to open a business here and relocate came, we were like, why would we wait to retire there? Like, let's go now. Let's raise our family here. And let's really put down some roots in this community. So it sounds like we have a similar backstory there.
Yeah.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about Chicken Salad Chick. I've eaten there a ton of times. My wife has a medical office over in Wrightsboro. Her drug reps bring her lunch from y'all's restaurant all the time. Why that? Why was that the business that y'all chose to get
That's
into?
a great question. Go ahead.
Well, interesting story. I'll try and sum it up pretty quick. But we were at a crossroads in our careers. I was an NCAA coach for 17 years or so, and my wife is an online chair with a university. And I was at a crossroads with if I was going to chase the NCAA or do something different. And we said, why don't we open a business? Yeah, sounds good. And we had a little time to think about it. And we started talking what kind of business back and forth. And the one thing we said, oddly enough, was we'll never open a restaurant. And here we go. But to sum it up, Chicken Salad Chick kind of found us, if you will. We had a family member call up and say, hey, we got some family involved and friends involved in this concept. Why don't y'all call them and just talk to them? And that's what we did. And one thing led to another, and we had another conversation with Chicken Salad Chick itself, our initial conversation, and we were just kind of there asking us questions. We're feeling each other out. And they said, where would you like to be if we offered you a franchise? And we said, on the coast. And they gave us a couple areas, and they said Wilmington. And the second they said Wilmington, we kind of looked at each other like, you kidding me? That's where we want to be. And so we followed that lead, and here we are.
That's awesome. What was it about not wanting to own a restaurant? Like, why was that somewhere deep-seated in your subconscious?
Probably a little bit of fear, and also the typical restaurant hours are so hard for a family. And we had, at the time, our kids were 3 and 13. And we weren't looking to be away from our family all the time. And we didn't want to have employees away from their family all the time. And so the more we got to know Chicken Salad Chick and the mission of, the brand itself, it's very family friendly. We're closed on Sundays, and you don't have crazy operating hours. And so we could provide what we wanted for our family and for those that work for us.
So let's talk a little bit about the mission of the big company, because this is franchise concept, and a little bit about y'all's personal mission. How did those two things align together?
Yeah, I think something that that we'll always kind of cling to and we found very intriguing was spread joy, enrich lives, and serve others. And that lined up with everything that we believe as a family and individuals. I'll kind of speak to that. You can speak to the other things. But I think that was something that was really, really important to us. And we saw getting involved in our community and, really putting those roots down as well. What do you...
Yeah, I think, too, in our first careers in life and journey, the further you go down, life forms a perspective, right? Who you are, who you want to be, how are you going to get there. And one of the things we started to learn is who do we want to do life with? And as we had conversations with Chicken Salad Chick and ourselves, and we actually went and met the people, we kept walking out with, we could do life with these people. And through that, we saw values lining up, the way we thought about life, business, career. And because in our former careers, we were kind of under somebody, right? Now we had the chance to be the boss, if you will, or be in front. And we thought we had a great opportunity to not only impact the community, but to impact the people we do life with in our restaurants. Not only the guests, but more importantly, the people we hire, right? So every day we get to invest in them and spread joy to them, enrich their lives, and serve them.
Yeah.
So all of that was kind of like, man, this is cool. Restaurants, the last thing in the world, because we heard a lot of horror stories about restaurants. She spoke hours, but we also spoke about quality of life, and all the things we kept hearing was like, man, why would we do this?
Yeah.
But it couldn't be more perfect. And every day I was in there yesterday, and I just went in the back with our team, and I just decided to make sandwiches yesterday. And I probably had the best 3 hours of my week, just back there making sandwiches with our crew and just doing life.
So it's, every time I've been to y'all's restaurant, I have felt, people the people that are working there genuinely seem to be happy. And that comes from the top down. And you can go into places where, you can get the sense that like nobody wants to be there. No, but customers aren't happy, employees aren't happy, owners and management are pulling their hair out for reasons, right, for running a business. But every time I've been there, it just feels like everybody's kind of happy to be there. It sort of feels a little like a Chick-fil-A sometimes too. Everybody's happy there. I think
better.
But better because nothing's fried, right? There's nothing is fried there. How is it, Shane, you touched on it a little bit. How is it that you create that culture, create that environment with the people that work with you and for you?
Yeah, I think our purpose, which she mentioned, spread joy, enrich lives, serve others, have 3 different lenses, right? And the spreading joy part, we talked to our team a lot, our upper management or whatever. If we're not enjoying each other, how can we spread joy, right? So it starts with us up top, just every day pouring into each other, being there, good days, bad days, that type of stuff. And that kind of trickles down to our employees, which then the guest that walks in that we want to give an experience that creates a lasting memory, that every time they come in, they see something, feel something, smell something, taste something. All these senses are going on, and there's no better compliment to what we're trying to do than when our guests come in and we touch the table. Everybody has a story, right? And we get to engage in these stories each day, but then they'll look at us and go, you know why I came here today? I was having a terrible day, and I knew if I came here, it'd be happy. And for us, that's hitting the mission, man, at a high level. And if people are just coming to see us for a smile, plus the good food, they're going to come back, right? Yeah. It's different. And so that's exciting for us and what we try to do every day.
Haley, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think the joy is really an overflow of what's happening within our own individual lives. And we do try to, hire others that feel the same way. I think the biggest thing that we think about, that I intentionally think about going into work is, I want people to be seen. I want our employees to be seen. I want them to know that we know what's happening in their lives, the good and the bad, all the things we show up for one another. And I want our guests to feel the same way. And so it's just an intentional, it's very intentional, but it's also a really natural overflow of, just gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm just so darn, grateful that we get to do something like this.
So how do you...
So side note, I don't want to cut you up, but she's still an online administrator at the university.
Okay.
Right? And she'll look at me, she goes, you know what, I'm not doing this today. I'm going to therapy.
Yeah.
She actually calls our business her therapy.
Wow.
So
you might be one of the only people that own a business.
No, that's her therapy. She goes there for, which is pretty good.
So they're, are you the hostess? Sure, I'm the hostess.
Yeah,
I just want to run food and
do whatever needs to get done, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you do that? So you're in year 5 of owning that restaurant, right? So you kind of like every business owner that I know, the journey is it's incredibly difficult in the first year, and then it gets a little easier years 2 through 4, and then year 5 it kind of finally starts to feel like I've got this. Because the pressures of being a business owner are much different than the people that are on your team that are serving your customers each and every day. What do you do, Haley, to get yourself prepared to walk into that place with the state of mind to say, I'm not worried about the stressors that come with business because I have a mission here today, and that mission is to spread joy to other people and empower my team. How do you do that?
Great question. I think one of the things that I've intentionally try to think about, Gosh, that's a great question. So we'll celebrate actually year 4. So it took a while to open. So we'll celebrate year 4 in November, our anniversary. I think it goes back to everybody has a story, and like, setting your own stuff aside for a few hours, and just intentionally showing up for folks. We have, we're kind of in a unique place on Military Cutoff Road for our Wilmington store, Leland store somewhere else. But when I think about going in, there's medical offices around us, there's, shopping around us, there's all types of things. And so people are coming in with all types of things on their mind. And, we get to see women that just came out of the doctor to find out they're pregnant, or they're finding out the sex of their baby. We have, folks coming in that just got really bad news, a couple of doors down in imaging. And so I think kind of preparing yourself every day to go, we don't know what's happening on the other side. The folks coming in our door, this is an extension of our home, and we want them to feel welcomed and seen. And we like to, to just be there. I think that's the biggest thing. And it is therapy. I mean, I really do joke it's therapy, but it really is therapy for me to go in and serve really great food that's fresh and I know is good for you, and enjoy, just time together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shane, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the purpose again: spread joy, enrich lives, serve others. Under the serve others, I mean, it's really hard to serve well when you're focused on yourself. And so that setting yourself aside is really about having the right perspective, right? I mean, we all deal with stress and different challenges, but I'll take our stress and challenges any day, because any job or doing it well is hard. There's nothing easy about it, right? If it was, everybody'd do it. So for us, the stress or the lens we view that stress through is really small to what's going on.
Yeah.
And when you start diving into some people's story, it really gives you even more perspective, right? You think you have all this, and then you start listening, and you go, man, this little problem, like, it's hard to hire people. Yeah, whatever. Everybody's dealing with that, right? Finding the right people, everybody's dealing with that. So what we feel is, if we're truly going to serve, then we got to set ourselves aside and say, you know what? These are small things.
Yeah.
Man, today we're open. We got great food. We got great customers. We live in a great area, and just kind of push those things aside and keep it in perspective.
Yeah, like was thinking of White Christmas when Bing Crosby says, "Fall asleep counting your blessings."
Yeah.
Right, it's really easy to get focused on like the all the things that can go wrong and do go wrong sometimes versus and what I've always loved and appreciated about the service industry or food or hospitality or something is like, people are coming there, and at the end of the day, they're coming there for a calorie, right? They're hungry. That's like the most base instinct, right? It's like, I need food. You can pick a million different places to get that calorie, but you really go somewhere because it's a gathering space, and you feel good. You feel joy. You feel some kind of emotion that makes you feel better about yourself or your circumstances. And it's really hard to create that environment. So kudos to you both.
Yeah,
my question, Haley, for you on that note is, how do you bring that down a level to your employees? Especially because when I've been there, you have younger people, and you talked about how difficult it is to hire right now. Unfortunately, we have the university, so I'm sure you're hiring a lot, from kids that are in school right now. But how do you take that down to a level where people might not have the emotional intelligence quite yet to be able to embody that or to demonstrate that to your customers each and every day?
I think we attract a certain type of employee. If you're not happy, and if you're not into Southern food that tastes really great, like, you won't really even be coming in. So a lot of times we kind of recruit our guests. If we see some young ladies or young men that come in that are polite, we might just offer them a job then. But I think coming out of COVID, to kind of go back to the question prior, those first couple of years, we opened 4 months, and then COVID came.
Wow, we were on the exact same timeline.
Yeah.
I opened in January of 2020. And
So we were in November of 2019.
Wow.
And so we had no restaurant experience. And within 4 months, you have to close your doors.
Right.
Well, we have no drive-through in Wilmington. So it was a lot. And we very quickly looked at one another and got really creative. Our brand got really creative. And so coming out of that, I think there's a whole nother layer of gratitude and a little bit of confidence mixed in. I don't like to say that, but there is some confidence of if you treat people in such a way, most people are very loyal. And I think through that COVID time, us working and getting creative and taking the food out to different communities within an hour drive. I mean, we hit the road every week, anywhere between 6 to 8 deliveries that we did personally. I think there was a loyalty in that. And so kind of trying to transfer, I mean, there's some parenting skills in there, that kind of transfer of, just, helping the young people gain confidence. Our menu's really simple. And so they can gain confidence really quickly working with us. And I think the other side of that is, being an example.
Yeah.
The employees that have been there with, longer or our managers, they're fantastic. And so it really is, you either fit in or you don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I hate to simplify it that much.
No,
but,
I think it's important to keep it simple. I talk to a lot of business owners. It's kind of my passion is like getting inside the head of business people and seeing how we make it work in different industries and different sectors and with different teams. And we tend to all have the same challenges if you really think about it on the most simplistic level, right? So like, how do we get down to the simple and solve that together and make the world around us a slightly better place in whatever it is that we're doing. Whatever it is that we're doing.
I think, seeing folks' natural gifts and not going against that. If you're shy or if you're, to really, the service industry can be very unforgiving, but at the same time it can be, so rewarding. And so really seeing where their giftedness naturally comes and put them in the right spot, I think, my husband saw that a lot in coaching, and it's an easy transfer when you're working with people.
Yeah. Shane, what did you coach?
Women's volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that I would imagine that has one of guys that I went through the State Farm agency program with. He was a Division I women's soccer coach, and he's doing fantastically well.
Right.
I think that innate ability to like meet people where they are, recognize what their strengths and weaknesses might be, and then offering a coaching plan to help them, kind of fit into the culture of whatever it is. It's all just a team. It's small groups of people working together to accomplish a similar objective. I would imagine that that's sort of played some dividends in the growth of y'all's business, ability to survive during the COVID period.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, the transfer was real, but we saw both of our former careers, well, she's still in, but just the way it matched in what we're doing now.
Yeah.
To your point, culture, team, finding, recruiting,
Yeah.
whatever, finding talent, it's all kind of the same. Her ability to do what she does on her end with her skill sets and kind of merged together, us working together is been fantastic. We hear a lot, our friends of ours, how do y'all work together? How do you, whatever, but it's never really been a struggle. We've kind of always played to each other's strengths and let each other do what they do, and it's worked out.
Yeah.
So,
My wife and I did that too. She came and worked to help me get the agency open, and she's a nurse practitioner, so she's professional person, and went and got all of her insurance licenses, and for a good 24 months, we figured out how to do it together. Now she has her own practice, and I support her where I can. I'm better at marketing, so I'm like, well, let me help you with marketing. She's great with patients, so I'm like, all right, you see the patients, I'll market it for you.
That's great.
I'll bring them in the door, and you make them happy. It's great. A couple minutes left together. I have two other things I want to talk about. You talked about the simplicity of your menu. I have a personal favorite. What's your personal favorite dish that you offer?
It's almost like asking me which child is
which
my
child
favorite.
do you love the most?
It really kind of depends on the
Loaded
day.
question.
I eat all of them.
Do you?
I eat it usually twice a day.
Really?
And have for almost 4 years.
Still.
Yeah.
She hasn't stopped. I thought it'd give out. No.
I love chicken salad.
Yeah.
I mean, I love chicken salad. I would eat it probably every meal of every day.
Yeah, I think that's the neat part of our of what we do. Back to the connection with staff and guests and all that. I mean, it's a comfort food.
Yeah.
At the end of the
It's
day,
comfort
right?
food. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the way our dining room's set up is more intimate. It's not the open spaces we see now that are loud and all that. We wanted to create more of a storytelling. Hey, meet me at Chicken Salad Chick.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with whatever.
Yeah.
And and you see these people come in with a comfort food and sit there and just start talking, laughing, crying. I mean, and some sit there all the way through lunch, and we got standing room only, and they'll sit in that table to deal, and we're fine with that. It's like that's what we wanted at the end of the day. So the comfort food is something that's neat, and people surround around it, right?
How about you, Shane? What's your favorite menu item? Do you have
So
a
right
personal
now,
favorite?
I have a few, but right now I've eaten it every day this week. We have a new melt.
Okay.
And it's done unbelievably well.
Talk to me about this.
Shout out to the melt.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet today. I
so
fast
it's
until like 12 o'clock. It's
Okay.
coffee and water only, but you might find me over there a little bit later on today.
So it's a melt, and I like the Sassy Scotty, which is cheddar bacon ranch.
I think that one's my favorite. There's one with pimento cheese in it too, right?
Yeah.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, so I put that. We put the provolone cheese, and I put it through, the melt machine, and it comes out nice and toasted on a croissant. So the buttery flavor kicks in, and I'll let you be the judge.
You're selling it right there.
I've had it every day this week, so I'm hooked right now on that.
Haley, if I had to compel you to choose a favorite for today.
For today. Today,
A rainy
it's
day,
rainy.
yeah.
I'd probably go kid and kaylin on a tomato with 2 pickles.
2 pickles?
2 pickles.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you? I have strong feelings against bread and butter pickles.
Okay, so ours are, so we've got, it's a really crisp dill pickle.
I love a dill pickle.
Yes.
Yeah, all day. I'd eat a mountain of dill pickles. But you put a bread and butter in front of me, I'm like, I don't want that. That doesn't sound very good to me.
No, in the holidays, I'll go, it's called Deck the Holly. It has jalapenos and cranberries. I'll eat that till,
Really?
yes.
That sounds
coming up.
It's
interesting.
delicious.
The
red and
spicy
green.
with the savory
And the
and
red
sweet.
and green,
Yeah.
play on the colors.
Fun.
Right?
Yeah,
The cranberry
it's
and the
delicious. I'll eat it
jalapeno.
from, December through the end of January.
It's like Society's pumpkin spice, right? As soon as it gets a little chilly,
That's right.
we're doing
Exactly.
jalapeno and cranberry in our chicken
right.
salad. Y'all do a lot of work within the community, within the Wilmington community. Talk a little bit about some of the initiatives that y'all participate in, and then we kind of get into why you choose to do those.
Sure. A couple that are coming up that we do as a brand that we love is Veterans Day.
Okay.
We serve every veteran that will come through the door. They get a free meal and a free drink. Last year we had roughly 200 at our Wilmington store. We'll do the same thing in both stores. We hope that we beat those records. We also have Guest Appreciation Day, and that's in January. That's always something as a brand we just give back to the community just out of gratitude of thank you for being a guest. There's no purchase necessary. They just come in and get free food. And then Mother's Day. So those are the 3 that we do as a brand every year. Personally, we found some other ones that we really enjoy for a lot of different reasons. Cancer is something that's near and dear to our heart for many reasons. And so we always work with American Cancer Society.
Okay.
We do that. Our kids are in school, and so we love doing Spirit Days and see the value of giving back to local schools. Kind of the list goes on and on. Sports, we love sponsoring sports teams, doing those types of things. What am I leaving out, babe?
Yeah, I think, just, the teacher appreciation type stuff. One of the things we've done in the past is some of the schools in our area aren't fortunate to have resources like others. And so we provided meals for them from us. Because they don't have the PTO.
They don't have a PTO.
Yeah.
They
And
don't
so,
have
yeah,
that type.
we've
So
done
we
that.
like to find those type of situations and provide in that way there.
Yeah, Habitat for Humanity. We feed their volunteers once a month as they're building. We have so many wonderful organizations.
Yeah.
Mother Hubbard's Cupboard is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Nourish and See.
Yeah, we've talked about them a couple times, I think, on this podcast before, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. We do food drives, and so there's another cancer thing that we do in coordination with in Atlanta, Cure. It's for children's cancer,
Okay.
and so as a brand, we give to that. So,
Okay.
yeah, we really do. Again, just the value of so many wonderful things that our community offers. We want to come alongside.
Yeah, let's focus on that for a second. It comes at a cost to give food away.
Sure.
It comes at a cost for any business to give a product or a service away. I've always found that if you do the right things, you tend to get the right results. How has that come back to you all as far as, the success of your business or some of your goals and objectives of where you want to be as owners?
Yeah. I think one that we were really proud of that happened a couple of years ago, it was called Love Your Leo, and it was we did it actually through Wilmington Christian Academy, and they came up with a certain number that they could pay for, and then we matched it, and we fed about 900 local law enforcement officers from Pinder County, New Hanover, and then Brunswick County. It didn't help me get out of a ticket shortly
Yeah, you got to get some kind of
No, that state trooper wasn't aware.
I fed 900 like not too like I'm kind of a big deal.
I got pulled over. I'm like, is he going to say thank you? No, he gave me a ticket.
Yeah, there's got to be like a little sticker that you could put on your license plate.
I gave you a check meal.
She's cool.
Yeah. But those things, first responders, right? Like all through COVID, still today, you look around the world. If we don't have our first responders, we're all in a world of hurt.
Right.
And so, they're, again, a very loyal customer, wonderful humans. I mean, wonderful. I want all, school resource officers really well fed and alert at school because I want them protecting our kids.
Yeah.
And so, I think people see sincerity. Yeah, I hope people see sincerity.
Yeah.
The ones that we can't always sponsor, I hope they understand. And the ones that can, I hope they do understand. It's out of sincere gratitude.
Yeah.
And I go back, again, spread joy, enrich lives, serve others, right through that lens. I mean, really, when we're doing this stuff, we're trying to meet a need. That's at the base of all of it, right? And how do we connect our team with that too? So one of the things we try to do is get what they're passionate about, right?
Yeah.
Because if our team has something they're passionate about, it's a really easy sell from a coaching standpoint, right? They want to jump in. And what we try to do is share those results. Hey, guys, look what we were able to do. And when you can give it away, they know it's from a genuine place.
Yeah.
Instead of, this is something we have to do.
I've been thinking so much about that lately, like, having these conversations. And I was telling y'all again about the documentary that we did for a veteran nonprofit. And they had the children of the volunteers of the nonprofit got involved at a very young age. And we talked to two of them, and one of them is on track to become a doctor, the other is a lawyer, but is going to now go into the Army to be a JAG lawyer and whatnot. And so I've really been focusing heavily on as a parent myself and as somebody who cares about our community, getting kids involved in service to others at an early age. I'm not going to say that it, is going to dictate the results of when they're an older person, when they're an adult and they're out on their own, that they are able to enthusiastically serve others too as well through whatever God-given gifts and talents that they might have. But getting them involved in a business is a great way to do that, right? You're marketing, you're contributing, you're getting your name out there, but then bringing a team of young people in together to just say, this is just how it's done. This is just what we're going to do. But we want to be able to collaborate with you on things that are important to you. I think that has just such a huge societal impact.
Yeah.
When we use our businesses and our blessings to be able to do that and to bring other people along with us while we do it.
Yeah, withholding's not a good approach, right?
Yeah.
And it's easy to do because, you got to try to show them the value in it. And if they get behind the value and they see they're adding to it, a lot of times that passion will kind of follow. Yeah. And so I like that we try to introduce it and let them see. So it's not just, chicken salad chicken's great. No, we're great. Yeah. And this is why. And it's bigger and deeper than us just making chicken salad or serving chicken salad with a smile. Yeah. And I think that's where people start to connect more and take ownership because they feel a part of something bigger and deeper than themselves.
I love it. All right, in our last couple minutes together, outside of Shane's Melt, which I think you're going to see a big increase in sales. Hey, put it out there. I got an idea for a name.
We do have a 13-step program for addiction. 13 chicken salads. So if you get addicted, I can help you.
You got to work your way from 1 all the way to 13, and at the end you get the
13-step program.
13. I love it. Other than that, anything special that y'all want to promote? We're coming up into the holiday season. Yeah. Is there any way that people who are watching this can come and support your business?
Just come in, I think we've got gift cards, we've got swag that people can buy. We love catering holiday parties, all those things. We have a really I hate to say robust, but a really great program for catering all different styles. It can just make your parties easy, right? I think one of the things that this was so attractive to me as a working mom is I love to provide fresh food. And chicken salad chick is just so easy, right? We make catering so easy. You literally pick up the trays, you set them down. It looks fantastic. People love it, and it's just a happy time. And so I think, keeping that in mind during the holidays, our Veterans Day, we would love to invite everyone out to our Veterans Day coming up and come buy some gift cards for those teachers and all all your neighbors.
As a veteran myself, I'm going to say this to all the veterans because I don't like taking advantage of the free stuff on Veterans Day. And I know a lot of people in my community don't also. But you have people like this that want to serve, and I can sense your genuineness and your authenticity. So don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Go get a free chicken salad sandwich on
It's
Veterans
on Saturday.
Day.
Yes,
Say
it's on
thank
Saturday.
you and let people shake your hand and thank you for your service. And then you could go back to doing whatever it is that you were doing.
And to us, on that note, I don't think it's free, and freedom's not free, right?
Yeah.
So it's a way of just saying thank you that y'all paid a price or were willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice for me to do what I do.
Yeah.
To have a perspective that, man, why aren't we serving? Why aren't we giving back? Man, we have so much to be grateful for. So maybe through that lens, we're just saying thank you, man, for being willing to serve us. Yeah, right.
That's well said. That's very, very well said, Shane. One of these days, I'm gonna work up the time. I want to do like a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. like start to finish, hour by hour, like restaurant row. For Veterans Day, like all the 12, 13 places I could go eat for free, or 13 different chicken salads that I could eat all in one sitting for Veterans Day or something like that. Appreciate you so much both for coming in.
Absolutely.
Chicken Salad Chick over at the Forum on Military Cutoff, and then the new Leland location open yet, or it's on its way? Where's the Leland location
It's
at?
right across from Chick-fil-A on Highway 17.
Okay.
So in Brunswick Forest.
5030 Waterford.
I'm sorry, not Brunswick. Yes, Waterford.
Yeah, Waterford,
Yes, Waterford.
Okay.
So the two chickens fight
The two chickens fight, right?
across the street.
Oh, that would be brilliant marketing. Like you guys get
You're
your own
marketing
cow.
guys,
You guys get your own cow.
We'll
to go
meet
get,
in the middle of 17 and see who wins. Right?
I'm gonna start thinking about
There you
it.
go.
I'm gonna start thinking about it right now. And catering orders, people go online, or you just want them to come into the store?
Either way,
Okay.
it's probably best to talk through it or come and see us at the store, and we can do it right there.
All right, great. Thank you guys so much both for being here. That's
you.
gonna do it for this episode of the Connect Cape Fear podcast. Until next time, we look forward to talking to you then.